Okay, so as promised, I'll zoom out a little bit. This is the first pass after what it previously looked like, and I'm not doing anything like super extravagant. Right now, I'm just trying to get into the painting, right? I used just regular titanium white, heavy body acrylic from Golden, mixed it with Super Base from Culture Hustle, which is just a clear matte base, clear matte medium. I also used, for the black, I used black 3.0. So it's going to be extremely dark, but it mixes, in a few spots, it makes a nice gray. But again, what I'm trying to do is accentuate the textures and stuff that I have here with some of the folded paper, with some of the other materials that are implemented in the ground. I'll have some pockets where I'll have, some of the color from the ground kind of showing through. Some of the paper is it's honestly is wrapping paper. And I tend to squirrel used wrapping paper away because I like collaging it onto my canvases to prep them. But that'll have, some areas where they poke through and show off. But this has to dry. I think I'll probably end up going into the next pass with some more color. I've got a lot of green and a lot of blue down here. I've got some brown, but the red that I have is actually very minimal down here, and a little here and a little over here. So I'll probably end up using some warmer tones to balance out the top and the bottom. And for those watching that are interested in kind of like abstract art making, I've heard some people say there's no wrong way to do it, and yes and no. I mean, there really isn't. It's all kind of dependent on what you want to get out of it. For me, like I said before, I focus a lot on texture. But I also get into a painting initially from a very intuitive kind of mindset. I'm relying on instinct and making adjustments as I go until a certain point. At a certain point, my mindset switches to being very cognizant and very aware of where I'm placing each color, where I'm placing each shape, each value, and getting away from purely intuitive Jackson Pollock flinging crap at a canvas to see what sticks, or in this case like a Gerhard Richter where I'm scraping. Getting away from that and getting into a more kind of dynamic, thought out composition building. So it's I have found that when I work abstract, it helps to start intuitively, but if I stay there, a lot of the stuff ends up looking the same. And I don't want all of my works to look identical, and I don't want them to be kind of stagnant in that way. I want them to be really dynamic. So anyway, I don't know if that helps anybody in their thought processes or not, but it's just kind of a running record of how I think about things. And I'll hit another one as I keep working. Let this one dry. It won't be too long because I'm working in acrylic. Oh, this is the other thing too. Hey, anybody ever wants to know what it's like to be in my classroom? Oh, look at chicken. So a lot of the mediums that I'm using now are matte, so not glossy. I don't like high gloss in a canvas. So I'm trying to knock down some of the gloss medium that I had in some of this stuff from years ago. PVA is what I use a lot for like my collage elements. and it tends to be pretty glossy. So I try to knock that down as much as I can as I work. Okay, so there you go. If you want to know more about what I'm using, this is not a product plug, but I do like their stuff. They aren't sponsoring me or anything like that. But this is the matte medium that I'm using for this one. It's from Culture Hustle. It's a really good matte thin medium, and it covers well. So if that matters to anybody. All right, so take care. I'll see you on the next one.